Well, good morning, everybody. This is Paul Romero with the Swiss Gold Global Independent Business Owners Training Review number 22. And I don't know what it is, but it always seems like everything runs right down to the last second, you know? You're sitting there and you got 40 minutes between the call and the hangout, and then here all of a sudden you catch yourself with 3 minutes to get everything set up. How does that happen? I just don't know. I guess Nellie's call this morning, standing in for Jeff Fagan on the Street Smart Business Training that we do our review of here every day, was a pretty timely message for me, which she has started out expanding on the Napoleon Hill time management system. And obviously, if I'm running down to the last few seconds trying to get this thing started, I got a time management problem. So something I need to address, obviously, I think for sure. Nellie had a great call this morning. She covered, went back through and kind of covered the Napoleon Hill time management system, which a review real quick is Napoleon Hill says that everybody needs 8 hours of sleep, and she was talking about the fact that some people say sleep's overrated and this, that, and the other thing, but quite frankly, I think that well, like she said that people that aren't running on 8 hours of sleep really aren't running at full capacity. There's you're running at a diminished capacity if you're not getting your full rest, because people just don't really understand how rejuvenative it is for the mind and body, soul and spirit to get the sleep that you need. And I don't know if there's probably a study on this, but I would imagine, to me, it would seem like that the people that don't get their 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep every night. I'm a 9-hour guy most of the time. I mean, man, I go to sleep and I wake up, and if it's less than 8 hours later, most of the time, I'm not wanting to get out of bed, and many times I'll just go right through and grab an extra hour in the morning. So I'm shorting myself out of 2 hours of my personal time at the end of the day because I put it towards sleep. But I'm pretty healthy. I think I feel good and strong, and I think I can contribute a lot of that to the fact that I do get 8 hours of sleep most of the time. And like I said, I don't know if there's a study or not, but I'm sure there's probably some sort of correlation to the amount of sleep that people get to how long they live. I wouldn't doubt it. So the second 8 hours of your day is supposed to be devoted to productive use, which basically is you making your money out at work and or at your job or your business or whatever it is. 8 hours a day, bringing in butter in the bread and bringing in the dough. So and then the final 8 hours is your 8 hours of discretionary time, which Napoleon Hill has a breakdown for what you should be doing with these 8 hours. And according to his time management system, you should be spending 1 hour meditating, connecting with the divine providence and then there's another breakdown of this within 5 different things that you should be meditating on. I don't have my notes on that, and I'm not familiar enough with this to be able to just rattle it off for you. Something that is fairly newer to me, but something that I need to look at and get more comfortable with and incorporate into my daily routine. And whether or not it be an hour, I'll get to that in a minute. Napoleon Hill says out of your discretionary 8 hours, you should spend 2 hours going the extra mile. And what he means by this is you should be spending 2 hours of your day, of your own free time now, devoting yourself, your thoughts, and your actions towards doing things for others, whether it be as simple as writing someone a very short thank you note, or an appreciation note, or even just a hey, you're awesome thought of you today, and just wanted to let you know I think you're awesome note. How many people do something like that? Um, all the way up to, I mean, you could be volunteering your time, just anything that you're spending 2 hours a day devoting your time at no cost whatsoever to others. That's the going the extra mile for others. 2 hours of your day you should be spending doing this. And why would that be? Why would you spend 2 hours of your day connecting with other people, building other people up, doing, giving your time and devotion and efforts and thoughts and everything else to someone else? Because how does the saying go? I'm not quite sure exactly, but it's basically something about everything that you do, that you put out there, is going to come back to you, even larger. So, if you're putting this out to other people on a small scale, little bits and pieces all day long, or not all day long, but, every day, eventually at some point in time, it's all going to come back to you on a much bigger scale. They sort of call that, I guess you can maybe sort of lump that into this whole karma thing, but it goes around, comes around. But I think it's a little bit more deeper into the universal law of attraction. So then the third thing within your 8 hours of discretionary time, you've got your 1 hour meditation, your 2 hours of going the extra mile, your third hour, or your fourth hour actually, you need to spend an hour a day on self-improvement. Reading, studying, seminars, whatever it is. Actually, another thing that you can add into here besides just reading and studying and seminars and that sort of thing is shadowing. If you have somebody who is available to you that has what you want, that does what you do, that is the kind of person that you want to be, if you can spend some time with these people, and I mean even just following them around in their daily routine and just watching the things that they do, this is a great way to learn self-improvement techniques. Observing people who have, are, and do what you want to be is a great way to improve yourself. And then the final part of the, or not the final part, but the fourth part, which is the fifth hour of your 8 hours of discretionary time, is a mastermind. And that is where you are with at least one other person. It only takes two people to create a mastermind, because as the saying goes, two horses can pull a cart 3 times as fast as one horse. So there's an exponential quality to putting a mastermind together. If you put 2 people together, you have 3 times the power of thought. If you put 3 people together, I don't know, what is that, 5, 6 times the power of thought, whatever it comes out to be, and obviously it grows from there. So having your mastermind with at least one other person, 1 hour a day, this can be, I mean, for the most part, people think about mastermind for your business, which obviously, yeah, you can mastermind with a business partner, you could mastermind with other owners of similar businesses, and especially, in today's world, so many people have a fear of sort of a scarcity mentality where, you've got a great idea, you don't want to share it with anybody else, because then, they're going to take your great idea and they're going to run with it and they're going to get all the benefit from your great idea. But especially in today's world, the times are changing, and the word of the new millennium, which is after, for me, post crash, because from the studies that I've been doing of history, we're in a transitional period right now, because every time that there is a major economic crash, it signifies the end of an era, end of one era, and the beginning of another. And then for the first, I don't know exactly how long it goes on, but anywhere from probably 10 to 15, 20 years after this crash, there's a major transitional period, And what's great about that is during these transitional times, obviously, new things are coming about and old things, are fading away, which means there's great opportunity out there for people to, become wealthy. This is the period of time right after an economic collapse. This is the period of time where more people become super wealthy than during any of the highest economic, boom periods. 2002, 3, whatever it was, to 2006. There will be more millionaires created right now from 2008 till whenever, like I said, 2018, maybe 2028, depends on how long it runs. I don't know, but there'll be far more people who get super wealthy in this period than there was that got rich during the 2002 through 2006 super economic boom times. And then how many of those people lost it all? Whereas the people who become wealthy now, except for up to their own accord losing it all, have a greater chance of perpetuating this wealth on through this new era which is coming about to us, which to me is the transition from the consumerism age to the creative, educational, technology, information age. And this is where you have amazing opportunity before you out there in the world today. So look around, find the opportunities that are there, get on board right now and get going. Swissco Global is a great opportunity in and of itself. That's one. Actually, I think network marketing is going to be in all aspects, network marketing is going to be one of the explosive opportunities that is going to grow amazingly in this transitional period. So the mastermind, as I said, you want to be masterminding obviously with your business people, people who are in the same business as you, but don't, and your competition really, because the word of the new millennium, as I said, I believe is going to be co-opetition, which is you're cooperating with your competition. And the reason why this is going to be coming about like this is because, you know what, there is so much information out there. There's so many things that you can do and use and apply within a business. There's so many technologies. There's so many social media things that go on. The internet just provides so much information opposed to what we already have on the ground, brick and mortar style of stuff. Integrating the new technological age to brick and mortar businesses. This is where I think the is a huge opportunity, is connecting the two. Where was I going with that? There's just so much out there that one single person just absolutely, there's no way, it's impossible, one single person can understand and do it all. The business of the old days, could have been run basically by one person. You could have your fingers in all the pie. You could be making sure that everything happens. You could be doing a lot of it all yourself. But you know what? Today, there's just too much. It's absolutely impossible for one single person to do it all. Now, a small home-based business, one single person can do it all. But even at that, that's why network marketing is going to be such a huge, have such a huge explosive growth. I believe is because network marketing takes advantage of leveraging and duplication and a system, which allows a person to be able to run their own business as a single person. But depending on how you want to get your word out and things like that, there might be other things that you want to incorporate in your business that you don't know about, that you're going to be wanting to get some help from, and you might be wanting to speak with and mastermind with your competition. Be cooperative with them and get some information from them on what they're doing and what they're using and how things are working for those guys. And so that's where the world's heading. It's going to be cooperative world. And So, the mastermind thing is especially more important today probably than ever before. I mean, it was probably very powerful back in the old days before there was any kind of communication abilities, telephones and things like that, that really could get the word out amongst other people. So, these masterminds, people would send letters and set up dates far in the future to have, like 2 months from now, so people would have time to coordinate and get together, and they would have these big meetings. They would get all these heads of the wealthiest individuals, the heads of industries, et cetera, and so on, would all come together for a summit, so to speak, and they would have these mastermind groups, and then they would all go back to their four corners, where the only way they could communicate was through the snail mail of a letter, which took months probably to get somewhere. But it was within these little sessions that the greatest ideas were born, and that they would take these ideas out and perpetuate society and mankind to forward. But like I say, and today, with a Google Hangout right here, we can have a mastermind, with people from every corner of the earth in a matter of seconds. I mean, it took me literally 3 minutes to set this up. I could have sent invites to 10, 15 people, and we could all be on this Google Hangout right here doing a mastermind from the four corners of the earth in a matter of minutes. So that's powerful. That's way powerful. So it's insanely crazy how much stuff there is out there. I was just talking with I don't know what to even call him anymore. I guess a tech guy, the other day, about an idea that I had, and of putting something together. And in my mind, I was thinking of how we're going to have to individually go out and create all these pieces, and there's like one little certain piece that we're going to have to create from scratch and figure out how it all gets done, and how this piece connects to that piece, and it makes this happen, and then it goes over here and makes that happen, and it comes back around and it can do this and track that and put it over here, and I thought we were going to have to create all that. And he sends me a link and he says, hey, look at this. It's a do-it-for-you site that has exactly what I was talking about, that you basically just plug in the information that you want, change a few things, boom, 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 and set it up to work exactly how you want it to work. That's the kind of stuff that's out there. It's insanely crazy. But I would have never known about that if I wasn't, talking with somebody else who does know. And, maybe he knows about it, but he doesn't know exactly how to put it together. So now we need another guy who can actually, build it and put it together the proper way. So this guy's going to coordinate with him and me to make sure that it's happening. He's going to take my ideas and convert them into the technical ideas so the guy can create it. And that's just the way things are going to have to happen from now on, because there's just too much stuff for any one person to know. And the sooner we get that into our thought processes and start realizing that, masterminding is a major part of our futures, the better we're going to be moving forward with building our businesses and creating lives that are going to take us where we want to be. And wow, I can't believe I went through all that time in mastermind, and I'm running out of time now. So the final thing, and this is where I was actually going to spend my time, the final step of your 8 hours, you've got 1 hour for meditation, connecting with divine providence on 5 specific things, which we'll get into on another day. 2 hours of going the extra mile, giving yourself to others in order to, put the power of your giving out to the universe in such that it can come back to you in a much grander scale. 1 hour of self-improvement so that you can better yourself, as I said, through studying, through books, and also obviously through shadowing of a mentor, someone who has, is, and does what you want. If you can spend time with those people, powerful. And obviously the power of the mastermind, not going to go back into that, just did that one. And the final 3 hours are for yourself. And this is where I thought I was going to be spending my time today on this call, because I find that this 8-hour system is very difficult. Now, I'm 50 plus. You figure it out. I'm 50 plus, okay? So I've got a lot of life around me going on, all right? Now, if you're 20, you don't really have a lot of life going on around you. I mean, if you look at it, sure, you might consider that you do, but you know, there's a lot of fun, there's a lot of free life that you're enjoying and doing. So as we get older, there's more responsible life, obviously, that gets piled upon us. It takes a lot of our time. You know, families and kids, and I mean, you know, you name it, it's all out there. So to fit all of this into an 8-hour program for someone who is older can be virtually impossible. So my suggestion is take the ratios of this 8-hour time frame and figure out, look at your schedule, figure out where you have some free time. If you can cut into your day 2 hours of some free time that you can implement this system, take these 5 items, figure out what the ratio is of time to apply into that 2-hour time block that you can set aside for it, and maybe you're able to do, you know, 20 minutes of meditation, or maybe it's 14 minutes of meditation, you know, whatever it is, and 28 minutes of extra mile, and 14 minutes of self-improvement, whatever it is. Implement the system at some scale on the same ratios that the whole system is, and as time goes by, as you continue doing this, you will find more and more time being able to apply to this, being able to spend more and more time doing these things until you've taken away the extra, you know, life things that are piled upon us, and you can actually implement this system on a full scale. So with that, I end this call, as we always do, with, "Oh, divine providence, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches I was given at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever means I desire." Co-opetition